The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Let's ride. Cowboys! On Wednesday, your favorite media personalities are here. He's Clarence Hill, the Fort Worth Star Telegram, throwing up the hooks. There you go, mega sci-fi. Saw Coach Nash, Harold Nash, and I threw up the hooks to him, and then he threw them back, and CeeDee Lamb said, I didn't know you was a Q. He's like, yeah. I said, CeeDee, we're all around. And he said, I should have been a Q. I said, CeeDee, you still king. Really? I said, you know what?
We got
Danian Tomlinson, man. We took care of LaDainian just a couple years ago.
You didn't need to write a letter for you, my brother.
So
Jalen Hurts just became one. He's a boy.
I know. So I'm, we'll have a conversation.
That wood is always good.
Nick Harris, hello, sir.
Well,
Good to see you.
too can be a Q.
DallasCowboys.com. You and CD together.
Good. The wood is always
I don't
good.
know what you're talking about. And it is our Eddie Murphy connoisseur, Jean-Jacques Taylor.
Oh, I thought we was gonna let that go.
No, we're not gonna let it go.
Oh, I haven't heard this. Now we can't let it go.
Jock's new book coming out here next month, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders and the Making of Men. So you weren't here.
I thought we was gonna let that go.
It's never gone.
Listen, as I told a friend of mine the other day, earlier today on this phone, I told him, baby, every conversation is an extension of other conversations. They never die.
Anything you say will be used against you here on the Media Mash.
Clearly.
So, Nick, we were talking about the movie 48 Hours and quoting things from it. And
I took it too far.
he didn't take it too far. He took it to the wrong movie. He out there trying to quote Trading Places.
Nick knows nothing about 48 Hours.
I took it to the wrong movie.
Nick wasn't born then.
And then I
was
took
not born
you
then.
are right.
I mean, why would you bring it? You can't make it plain, relevant, and real for Nick.
You know what? You are right.
I have not seen a lot of movies, first off. Like, even movies that have come out since I've been born, not good with film knowledge. That's not going to be my lane. But if we're talking music, then we're
talking movies, though. You can't change the subject.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, the next time we talk about the Eddie Murphy album and how Rick James produced it,
there we go.
We'll bring you in on that. All right. Cowboys, locker room open today. What nuggets did you find? We'll start with you, Nick.
Yeah, we actually talked to Micah Parsons about where this Lion Crawl celebration came from. I was curious myself, and he said that he had started it during training camp, and a couple of guys were like, "Hey, you should integrate that." And so he said he started practicing, but then he started talking about the rest of the defensive line and how they all are kind of animals up there, and he compared Mazi Smith to an orca, and I can't get that out of my head right now. So
you know what, Mazi chose the orca name. He called but. It fits. He looks like. I mean, it kind of fits, doesn't it?
100%. It's just big and wide, and
Micah's always a guy that just the best interviews. It's always something. You're gonna get something out of it. So today we were talking about. Certainly, he was talking about the bear crawl. He growls in the quarterback's eyes. He started growling at Dak in training camp. He's been growling at the quarterbacks, and I was asking about if certainly if Zach Wilson looked scared when he on that first sack because he came so quick, and was on top of him so fast, and he said, "Yeah, I like that," and but he goes into killing everybody. He talked about the defense and the mindset of the defense and like the 300 movie, we're going to kill everybody. All 300 men, we're all together, we're all a group. He talked about how the Lions, made it real about the Lions and the pack of the team is like a pack of lions after they hunt together and organized. And that's how this team, and they hunt and they're trying to kill people to feed their families. And then they went religion on us.
Oh, Pastor Micah.
Yes, he went Pastor Micah. So he's reading the Bible
reading the book of Prime.
He's reading the Bible every day and sharing Bible quotes with his friends and having Bible lessons and talking about how you have to be yourself and you're not yourself and you're denying God and different things. So he went from killing everybody to quoting the Bible. It was a full day. As Jimmy Valvano said, it's a full day. You got to laugh, you got to cry, you got to smile. It was a full day for Micah Parsons.
Josh Hamilton used to give us some Bible verses too.
But they talk about killing people first.
We're
going to kill everybody. Let the Lord know.
Praise God. Kill him. Praise God. God said, strike him down on 3rd down and crawl like a lion. As I quote Mike Tyson, I'm gonna eat his family like Andrew. What did he say?
And then I'm gonna say a prayer.
Alexander the Great. He said, eat his children.
Yeah, I know.
Eat his children. Alexander the Conqueror. He's not a conqueror. I'm the real conqueror.
Hey, you got a good Mike Tyson. We might just have impersonations all around the
There
board.
you go.
No. That's Mike Tyson and Quincy Carter right here.
So it was good, but I would say the one thing we should bring about practice, as far as the game is concerned, the thing I noted was usually during practice, during our time, that after they get started with practice, Britt Brown is working with somebody on the side. He has somebody on the ropes. There was nobody on the ropes today. There was nobody on the side when we were out there on the ropes. He was working with rehabbing to get better. You had Brandon Cooks practicing. You had Tyler Smith practicing. You got Donovan Wilson practicing. Tyron Smith. I mean, it was a good day.
Carpam, yeah.
People coming back. People going to be ready.
Yes.
But everything you've done the first 2 weeks of the season, and it looks like you're going to have all hands on deck for week 3. So the Cowboys, they've been the best team, but at least had the best performances. I ain't going to argue about the best team, but no one's been more impressive on the field than the Cowboys the first 2 weeks of the season, and now they have a chance to get better.
All right, Chuck Taylor, what did you discover in the locker room?
I mean, I guess, I went over there and talked to the great Tyler Biotish.
I saw Ben Roethlisberger and talked to him, too.
Well,
So
yeah,
next to Osa.
He came up with after I was talking to him, but it was okay.
You made it
know,
popular. Gotcha.
No, I like to do this from time to time, especially with a guy like that not a lot of people talk to on a regular basis. I went up there, you know what I did. I said, I saw you, dog. He looked at me like, what are you talking about? I saw you.
Oh, you in a prime. You bleed now?
But really, I was talking about, I said, I saw you going 30 yards down the field to get that fumble for the CD.
That's awesome.
And so I was asking, hey, is that your typical effort? What prompts you to do that? Well, I'm just giving it. I said, nah, dog. Everybody plays hard, but everybody don't play hard every snap. And so and so he just went into a detailed explanation. And that's kind of like who he is and what he's all about. And so
he's a free agent.
Well, the interesting thing is he had to be chasing the play. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're 31, so you were already chasing the play to be in position to get that fumble.
I asked him, what are you trying to do? I said, there was nobody there to block. He said, there was nobody at that moment. He said, but what if CD gets spun around and gets free from that guy? Then there would be somebody to block. He said, so I was running in case somebody was there to block.
Yeah, right. That's the important part of it.
But then he went off. I mean, he went off in terms of talking about, but that ain't special. I mean, that's what we're coached to do, and that's what we're supposed to do. And he went into this whole teamwork thing. And what it did to me was kind of solidify how this is really they appear to be like a team, you know what I'm saying? And not just a group of individuals, because this whole thing was about, it's not just me. Anybody would have done it. I just happened to be the one doing it on that particular play.
Nugget, I got out of the locker room today, chatted with Jalen Tolbert. And Jalen had a nice game against the Jets. Cooks was out. I was personally thinking that it was going to be Michael Gallup who came in there. It wasn't.
Why you get Michael Gallup side eye right there?
That happened on the Players Lounge. They just doused Michael Gallup on the Players Lounge. That would be Barry Church and Craig. But anyway, I talked to Tolbert about being able to erase last year, stepping up, and being there for Dak Prescott. And I also asked him, what has Dak meant to you in terms of leadership? And he spoke about how he worked with him in the offseason. He talked about Bible study with Dak and just the kind of leader he is and how he just wants to do his 111. So I was impressed just talking to Jalen Tolbert because I think about Terrence Steele's first year here. He struggled, remade himself, and Jalen Tolbert, to me, is kind of going down that same road where, all right, he owned what happened last year. He put in the work and did everything. He had a good training camp. And right now, second game of the year, Brandon Cook's out. They need him. He steps up and does his part.
I think that's what we're all guilty of it in some way, shape, or form a lot of times is just crushing people when they don't come out the box and play well. You can have a long career. You can be okay as a rookie and much better. I think, you're always looking for improvement, and a lot of times you don't get it, but there are occasions, whether it's Terrence Steele or whether it appears to be Jalen Tolbert, you can improve and get better. As Clarence Hill says, no, you can't. Not really.
No, I'm not going to say this. I'm just saying, great story. I hear you. 3 catches of 18 yards. That's not go overboard.
And they all came on one drive.
Yeah, 3 catches of 18 yards.
I mean, he did draw a pass interference on the penalty that led to a touchdown.
No, listen. I'm just saying. Let's keep it out in perspective.
Did you go over the top?
Let me get up. But you said, okay, first of all, Terrence Steele was undrafted free agent who was forced on the field because of injuries.
Did he not get better? Was that not my point?
But they liked him as a rookie because he handled himself.
But he had all them holding penalties as a rookie.
He was on the field.
So he got better.
Okay, he was forced on the field as a rookie because of injury to your 2 tackles. He really showed a lot as a rookie. I would say he had a much better rookie year than Jalen Tolman because he was active.
I mean, I had a better rookie year than Jalen Tolman.
So I'm just saying your words. We crushed him. We didn't crush him. He crushed himself. I mean, that was what it was last year. Nobody crushed him as a rookie.
Oh, I did.
Well, he crushed himself though. I mean, he didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't perform as a rookie, you get crushed. So as opposed to saying,
good job.
Well, there's a chance.
Getting back to the Michael Gallup thing, I think it's interesting. This is just my opinion. It is. All is my opinion. You got your opinion. I got my opinions. But I don't know if getting the ball out quick, this offense fits him. He's more of a long strider, with the vertical offense, and getting the ball out. I mean, he's not. I mean, you get the ball out to quick guys. They throw the ball a lot to, obviously CD, and when Cooks come back, you can get the ball with the wide receiver screens, things close to the line of scrimmage, so he can quick make plays, run up the catch. That's really not his game.
Were you listening to the Players Lounge? Because they went to the same thing.
I don't listen to the Players Lounge. I'm sorry.
You were in there working, so that's why. But there was a replay. Check it on Twitter. Go ahead. When you're driving home, you should go ahead.
I don't want to do what I'm driving.
Do that.
I pay attention to the road. I don't read and drive.
Putting your lotion on.
I don't text and drive. I don't tweet and drive.
Yeah, do that.
I don't Facebook and drive.
One day I'm gonna tell y'all about that ride to TCU for the Colorado TCU game. One day I'm gonna tell y'all about that ride.
I don't know if I need to know that.
I've been in therapy for the last month.
Here we go. What did you say on the Players now? But go ahead. Go and piggyback on what they copied my points on Players now.
But it was they didn't hear your points. But just the practice. Does this offense fit him?
Right.
Gallup is really a 50-50 ball guy.
Right.
He's not a route runner, is what they were saying. So does this offense fit him? And that was the question. So now here it is, 2 shows. Did that show a 2 and this show a 3, where people are questioning Michael Gallup? And I'll just say this, but go back to Monday's presser. McCarthy said it's my fault. I got to do some things for Gallup. I don't know, it's the coach trying to jump on the sword for him?
I think the coach is trying to jump on the sword for him and be nice and magnanimous, which he can be as the coach. And you don't want everybody. And it's really not. I don't know if it's Gallup's fault. Again, I don't know if the scheme and what they do fit Gallup. When they throw the ball down the field, some of the deep balls they're throwing to Gallup. But most of the stuff, that's not the bread and butter of what they're doing. And the bread and butter of what they're doing, I don't know if that fits Gallup's game, is what I'm saying. But certainly when they want to go vertical, they've been throwing the ball to Gallup.
This offense is predicated on the short game and getting things out quick. And Michael Gallup is just not a guy that's going to beat you off his release every single time. You got guys on this offense that can do that. You got Brandon Cooks, you got CeeDee Lamb, even Kevontae Turpin, and some of these tight ends have been really improving in the release game as well. But as far as Gallup, like running a slant off his release and beating a guy right off the line, he's not going to be that guy for you. He's going to be the guy that gets the comeback route downfield. He's going to be the guy that separates on the post or the go route. And I don't know. It would have to be designed for Gallup downfield, and I don't even feel like he would be the best downfield option at that point.
Yeah. And so, like we were talking the other day, and I know we're going to talk about red zone, and maybe he can be more of a red zone target because of his size. He can jump up and get the ball. But I think that's part of this team's issue in the red zone. They don't really have a mismatch down there. They don't have a Des Bryant or, they don't have a tight end that you like the tight ends, but they're not mismatches. You have to scheme them open or whatever else, but they're not guys who are going to jump over somebody like Gronk and just be big and show and be a big target. So, and then with the running game, and we'll see as we go further, but that's one thing that Zeke brought last year. He was a hammer. He had 12 rushing touchdowns. You talk about the yards per carry average. When it was time to get close to the goal line, he was a hammer down close, and right now they don't have that.
I think CD is the closest thing you have to a red zone threat just because of his athleticism, but
he's still not a guy that jumps over you.
Exactly. He can get a guy that can be overwhelmed physically, and he's not going to do it every time.
Let's get our first break in here. Trayvon Diggs says he understood the assignment. We'll tell you what the assignment was. And the Cowboys they're playing some good football right now, really well. it's coming apart for a former Cowboys assistant, his club. We'll dive into that next on the Media Mash. I'm Louis Scruggs. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash, your favorite media personalities covering the Cowboys. Joining me, Louis Scruggs, right here at the Star. Got Jean-Jacques Taylor. Don't forget his new book is coming out, Coach Prime. Deion Sanders and the Making of Men. Nick Harris. DallasCowboys.com. Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star Telegram. And you had mentioned, was it Calvin, at the game, Jerry, about Deion.
Yeah, we talked to Jerry about Deion.
Okay, you were there. Okay.
Yeah. We talked to Jerry about Deion. He talked about how they was asking Jerry about. First of all, Jerry stayed up and watched the game Saturday night.
Wow.
He said he watched all of it, stayed up late and watched the game Saturday night. But they were asking about him, could he be a pro coach? And he said everything that Deion does, he influences men. And yes, he would work on the pro level, but he's not going to answer that question because he's not going to open that can of worms.
Right.
Even though he just answered that question.
Not open that can of worms in Dallas.
Hey, Jock, you have stated many times for the people jumping on the Deion Sanders to the pro football wagon, mainly PFT.com, about that as well.
No, he's not coaching in the NFL. He likes molding young men into contributors to society, and he doesn't have the patience for guys who make $20, $30 million a year that don't want to practice hard and work hard.
Nick Harris, were you alive when Deion Sanders?
I was very end of his career. I was very faint memories from his late playing days.
You saw Jordan. You saw Jordan.
I saw Jordan.
You saw Jordan with the Wizards. Basically,
I did exactly. I did not see
Deion with Washington. It's like Prime in Washington, Baltimore. Okay,
we had a moment on Talking Cowboys. I think it was yesterday. They asked me who's the earliest Cowboys quarterback I remember, and I was like, I remember when Romo came in that first game, and that's my earliest memory.
Wow. So it's
you
like
Quincy?
You missed that dead quarterback period between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo.
I did. I really did.
Because before Quincy, it was Clint Sterner and Wright, and it was a bunch of guys. And
Drew Henson, Chad Hutchinson.
Right.
I miss purgatory.
So who was your top Cowboy receiver?
At that point in time?
Yeah, that you remember.
Oh, my goodness. Earliest one or top?
No, for you. Just the earliest Cowboy receiver you remember.
Man,
Devin Street,
Miles Austin. It was probably Miles Austin. Honestly, the first player was Roy Williams. That was my first player, but the first quarterback I remember was when Romo came in that first game. Yep.
Okay. What about you? Was it Bullet Bob?
Because he called me young earlier, so I have to make him feel old now.
Bullet Bob Hayes for you, Clarence?
Yeah, of course.
Bullet Bob for you? Okay.
All of them.
Were they even in Dallas at that time?
Don Meredith. Well, in Dallas, they started in Dallas.
I'm joking.
Don Meredith.
What about you?
I got to remember I moved here in 1976.
I know. So
that was a good year because I moved here in 75 because they went to the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, the Dirty Dozen.
Right. So my first, it was Roger, man. And then it was Hollywood Henderson,
but
I think.
Receiver. I'm talking about receiver.
Receiver?
Receiver.
It would have been Drew.
Okay. All right. 88. Same for me. 88. Okay. All right. That's good. Good. We're talking to Trayvon Diggs today. He met with the media, and he said he understands the assignment. I did not know the assignment was to wear silver to the Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
So he's going. And I know, Clarence Hill, you are one of the fans, the Beehive.
I'm not in the Beehive, but I would love to go to the concert. You got tickets for me?
I didn't even know what's going on, man.
What? Thursday night. I'm not even doing LB's Thursday because I'm not fighting with Beyonce, excuse me. Got Deion on my brain. I'm not fighting with Beyonce traffic because that's where I do my show on Thursdays is right by the stadium, and traffic's going to be crazy.
Okay, so that's this Thursday?
Yeah, it's this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, Diggs is how we got into conversation was Diggs' birthday. I think it's today. And so he asked him how he was celebrating his birthday. He was going to the concert. And so he's going to Beyonce concert. And so I asked him, you going to wear the silver? He said, yeah, I'm wearing my silver. He's going to be in the suite. He's not going to be Floyd. He's going to be in the suite, but he's going to wear his silver, and he's ready to go. And I wonder how many other guys are going to the Beyonce. It's a must see. It's a must.
Y'all think Jerry's going to be up in the owner's suite?
Yes, I bet he will be.
Counting them dollars.
First of all, I've been to a Beyonce concert, and I've seen him there.
That doesn't surprise me.
At AT&T Stadium. And it's a great. She puts on a great show. I remember one couple of years ago when she was last year at AT&T Stadium, and I didn't go. I was late for one day at training camp because I went to see Beyonce the night before.
No, I'm down with that. I saw her at American Airlines Center, I think, before they went to the AT&T route, and that was even better.
Okay.
No, AT&T was better.
I have not been to
AT&T.
Have not been there.
Your perspective is you saw it was better, but until you seen it.
My perspective was she came down that thing and went right past me.
Right.
Because I was at AT&T, so it was better.
Listen.
Because that's one of the few concerts I spent good money on seats.
I ain't spend the money, but I was on the floor.
Well, that's typical of you.
Of course you were. Cowboys are a 12-point favorite over the Cardinals. Nick, this team has yet to really have, as Clarence was saying, everybody healthy to go.
Yeah.
This thing could get out of hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's kind of the overwhelming conclusion, right? But at the same time, I think there's still going to be a couple of challenges against the Cardinals. One, this is the most speed they've seen so far in the receiving corps through 3 weeks. You got guys like Marquise Brown, Greg Dortch, Rondale Moore. All three of those guys can fly. So it's going to be an interesting test for them in that department, especially with teams like Philly and Miami on the schedule. Teams that are got world-renowned speed. So being able to balance that, I want to see Stephon Gilmore against that speed specifically, just because it looked like Garrett Wilson had kind of gotten loose from him a couple times on Sunday.
Couple?
Wilson's got for sure.
One?
A couple. Hey, go back and check it out. A couple
Watch
times,
that out,
Stephon
22.
Gilmore, it kind of got lost on Wilson, but overall still a great day for Gilmore. But definitely the slant, and then there were a few times it was just Zach missed them.
Make the tackle.
I'm sorry.
Make the tackle.
What do you mean?
He's talking about the Buckeye. Malik Hooker, make the tackle.
Oh yeah.
We made the tackle is not. We're not even talking about it.
That. Yeah, I'm not even really pointing at it. That is definitely one, but that wasn't the most egregious mistake he made on Sunday. But overall speed, and then going up against the first round right tackle, we'll see, right? I think this pass rush is going to get after Josh Dobbs quite a bit though.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different when they last saw Josh Dobbs playing in Tennessee last year on that Thursday night. So, and the Cowboys, he gave him fits, and the Cowboys ended up winning that football game. And obviously, the Cardinals gave the Giants fits, and then they melted down in the second.
Well, we asked Mike about that because they gave one play. They gave one play against the Jets, but the thing that we've seen the past couple of weeks is they've given away leaky yardage to the quarterbacks. Because Micah said they're running for their life. They running. I like them. They're running for their life. They run, which is true. He said that's the only way because the non-mobile quarterbacks They dead on arrival because they can't move. The mobile quarterbacks is giving them fits because they're running for their life. And so that's something that they got to fix. They got to put the screws down. Certainly they were frustrated at the end of the first half when Zach Wilson had a couple of scrambles that led to a field goal drive, but they shut that down in the second half. And Josh Dobbs is going to run. He's going to make some plays with his feet. That's what he does. But, that's part of the game plan because he don't want to sit in the pocket. He's going to be running for his life. But, yes, that's something they have to shut down. And getting back to Gilmore, and I've had conversations with Calvin Watkins about this. He had a bad game, looked old. They gave up one play. And he's part of a defense that's only giving up 10 points in 2 games.
Calvin went to the whole PFF thing.
Yeah, I know he went to the PFF thing. And as I told him, you told me in training camp they were running by him. Well, yeah, you can get deep on him, but he plays good leverage. So a guy like Garrett Wilson is special. Wasn't just a jag when, making plays on him. Garrett Wilson going to get by a whole lot of people.
Yep. He got by Trayvon. They just didn't get the ball.
Yeah, right. Well, he got by Trayvon on a deep ball and Hooker intercepted. But that's team defense. And so if Hooker makes the tackle, we're not even talking about that slant that he got. But that's part of it. But again, Gilmore is so good in understanding the defense, and he's going to play leverage, and certainly he's not going to try to get in a foot race with these young guys all the time. But yeah, they're going to be times they're going to give up something. It's crazy. We get to the point where we act like they give up something. They played bad. They're going to give up something. You don't just shut everybody down.
It's college football, guys.
And keep people from scoring and whatever else. They're going to give up something. Diggs is going to give up something. But overall, they're part of what has been the most impressive defense in the NFL through the first 2 weeks of the season.
All right, Matt Eberflus, former Cowboys coach, is now the head coach of the Bears. His defensive coordinator, Alan Williams, is resigning, and he said, quote, "I am taking a step back to take care of my health and my family."
Mm-hmm. I heard it's worse than that, what they're saying on the streets, on Twitter, the Twitter streets.
I'm not going to read all that. But anyway, that's just what he says. And earlier today, Eberflus's quarterback, Justin Fields from The Ohio State University, they asked him why is he playing robotic. He said it's the coaching. He said the coach is giving him too much, making him think too much. That's what he said when he sat down at the podium to the media. A little later on, he went to the locker room. Well, guess who had an impromptu press conference? Guys, I should have said it's me. It's not the coaches. I don't throw anybody else out there like that. That's not what I meant. Can you please put the whole quote, not chop it up, but put the whole quotes out there, please. JJT, this is not good. He had 2 picks and a pick 6 against Tampa Bay. They're 0-2 right now. His offense looks bad, and people pointing their fingers at Justin Fields.
Okay, now check this out. I was up in Philly celebrating my dad's birthday this weekend at my sister's house. My sister, very high-profile activist, she's also a huge Chicago Bears fan. So we watched the Bears game.
Okay.
All this stuff he talking about, we talked about during the game. Look at this text she just sent me, man. It's all about Justin Fields and how he's acting robotic and he can't play. And I told her, this is what happened when you got a defensive head coach who's a first-time head coach. You got a coordinator who ain't really been experienced. And basically, they got to, if they want him to be any kind of successful right now, what you got to do? Hey, go play, man. Forget drop back, make 7 reads, and just go back and play, and we'll figure it out on the fly, because we all going to get fired if you don't. And that's really the bottom line. So it doesn't matter if you feed him too much information, whatever, he ain't playing with. I'm a college professor at SMU. If everybody flunk your test, it's not on the kids. It's on you.
Well, here's what we know.
Yeah, what do we know?
You don't go say it. You can feel that way all day long.
No, check this out.
You don't need to get in front of the microphones as a quarterback. This is the kind of stuff that got Zach Wilson put on the bench.
True that.
The Jets.
That.
So,
but you wonder if he'd been saying it privately and it ain't worked. So he just said, "Well, bump it."
Then why he had I didn't need it.
Because afterwards they said, "The heck you doing, man?" Okay, fine. I'll go take it back.
Okay. All right. It is what it is. But this also takes me into the whole appreciate. I see stuff like that. This gives me the Dak appreciation. We don't have that. We don't have that at the quarterback.
Shoot, at this point, it gives me a team appreciation.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
It does. It does. But I do. I tell people all the time. I'm very big on people who bring leadership to their positions. And when you have it, it matters. I think we're starting to see that as you look at the Cowboys and some of the guys they brought in, like a Gilmore and a Brandon Cooks. Leadership matters. And when you see what happens right there with Justin Fields, a young guy, clearly not feeling like the coaches are getting his back and nobody around him to say, hey, man, let's not take that out there. You may want to keep that in-house and fight this in-house, not trying to take it to the media to fight your battles here. But this is one thing, we've never heard any issues with Dak Prescott out there like that. But we'll see if the debate shows pick that up there, Clarence.
No, I mean, first of all, Dak is under scrutiny. And you know, this was, you know, we haven't talked this week, but one thing that I liked about Dak at Sunday, you know, because Dak has said all the right things. He's been under scrutiny, sensationalism, to me, LeBron level, because it's LeBron or Dak on the debate shows in the morning, on the Cowboys, and, you know, from the interceptions. And, you know, Todd Archer, ESPN Todd Archer's a good guy. He just asked Dak, hey, you opened the season, first 2 games, no interceptions. You never had a game like that last year. It's the first time, you know, since, you know, 2022 or 2021, you've gone 2 games by interception. And that got a little chippy. He got a little saucy, you know.
Well, what about the year before that?
Yeah, what about the year before that? The year before that. And the year before that. And I broke it down and looked back at the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. Multiple occasions, multiple games, he's gone without interceptions. And that's the thing that I've railed on to it. You're just taking up for Dak. No, I'm against the narrative. Dak does not have a history of turning the ball over. He has a history of being loose with the ball. Go back to all these years with Dak, going back his rookie year, multiple games with no interceptions, you know, and so he's right. Let's not act like last year is who he is, because historically it's not been. Yes, he knows he's improved interceptions. He talked about it. Mike McCarthy talked about it. He talked about it in OTAs, he talked about it in minicamp, talked about it in training camp, was very honest and open. I'm going to fix my interception problem. So I'm not mad at him for being a little chip. It's time. It's okay. Bow up a little bit. I'm tired of this.
Well, he said, what did he basically say? I don't appreciate the question.
No, he said, I don't care to talk about it anymore.
I don't care to talk about
it. Candidly,
yeah, right.
12-letter cuss word. I don't care to talk about it anymore.
Keep the interceptions out your mouth, Todd.
You know, so yeah, I mean, listen, it was a fair question, but he's also entitled to have, you know, like, listen, I'm done with it.
Moving on, yeah. But the reality is, while he may ask this of us, and from the local media standpoint, nationally, people are going to keep asking him.
No, it's just a question. It's still an issue. Now, you know, it's funny because now they said, well, they've taken the ball out of his hand. They dumbed down the offense, so they're doing this thing to protect that.
There will always be an excuse.
It is crazy to talk. The man has been 31 to 38, okay, against this Jets defense that the week before turned Josh Allen over 4 times, 3 interceptions 4 times. He's 31 to 38. 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, and now it's because they took the ball out of it. I mean, it's silly. It's ridiculous.
It's a part of playing.
7 incompletions. Calvin Watkins gave him a B. I mean, how you give him a B? What are you supposed to do? You got to go 35 or 38 to get an A?
I did.
How is that a B performance?
I did not get that Sunday night.
Only 7 balls hit the ground. Sorry, my sister.
You know, let's take a break so Clarence can answer the phone right here on the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com radio. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Oh, my God.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash right here from the Star in Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Got Nick Harris from DallasCowboys.com, Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star Telegram, and author Jean-Jacques Taylor joining me here. Tyler Smith coming back to play left guard here is going to be huge. And one thing that Mike McCarthy spoke about, especially on Mondays, hey, the offensive line that we thought we were going to have, we haven't had them. But for one training camp practice here. So, Nick, when you think about this group being the 5 guys that they want out here, what are you looking for? Pounding it on the ground, opening up holes, pass block. What are you looking for from this offensive line? What do you want to see in Arizona?
My answer is yes. Okay. I want to see it all. We talked about all offseason. Mike McCarthy said that the pass protection sets specifically are going to be a lot different under this offense. I don't feel like we've been able to unravel what that book completely looks like so far. So seeing all 5 of them out there for the first time in their career, all 5 of those guys having a game together, I want to see those things unravel. We've seen it a couple of times. Like there was one play against the Giants where Tyler Biadasz started in the interior, started at center, and then peeled off immediately and picked up a guy off the edge that Jake Ferguson had chipped, and that was very much a Mike McCarthy-esque pass protection set. So I want to see those things unravel a little bit more when Tyler Smith is out there. How do they get him involved? Because obviously he's got a potential that's sky high at the moment. So where are they going to try to tap that into? And then run blocking, Tony Pollard averaged 2.9 yards per carry on Sunday. I'd like to see that improve, and I think offensive line is definitely a big part of that.
Did JT?
No, I mean, I just like, he's such a physical presence. I just want to see him do his thing and get the running game going. I mean, right now you're running right behind Martin and Steele, which makes sense. It'd be nice if you could say, but we don't have to.
Correct.
We could run behind Tyler Smith because he moves people, and not a lot of cats move people.
It's funny because I was talking to Tyler Smith in training camp. We was at one of the games, and he's out there with the veterans. Everybody's one of the preseason games. He's sitting out with the veterans, and last year he was on the screen. He was a rookie. He played so well as a rookie that we didn't even. There's no question that Tyler Smith is one of the best offensive linemen. No question about him and what he can do and what he adds to this team. And so getting him back, there's no question that Tyler Smith's going to improve this team. The thing that I like about this offensive line through the first 2 games is we ain't been talking about Tyron Smith.
No, 77s look good.
Exactly. I mean, we have not been talking about Tyron Smith. I mean, it's funny, but level. He has been playing that well, no doubt. Training camp, as we're finding out about this offense defense, that the Cowboys offense had trouble with the Cowboys defense. They might not have any trouble with other defenses, but they have trouble with the Cowboys defense. And the Jets defense is very good. I mean, one of the best defenses in the league. They went up and down the field. The Cowboys defense helped prepare them for that. And the same is true with Tyron Smith. We were bucking our eyes at Tyron Smith because he didn't play much the year before. And he comes out in camp, and Micah Parsons is killing him. And I'm like, that could be an issue. If he can't handle Micah Parsons, he's getting killed every day. What's he gonna do when the season starts against these other young guys who are speed rushers and all this stuff? Well, 2 games in, He only has problem with Micah Parsons. He ain't got a problem with nobody else.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau was no problem.
Nobody else has been a problem, and he looks putting his hands doing the same old Tyron Smith stuff we saw. So that's the most exciting thing. If I'm a Cowboy fan about this offensive line, because we know what the other guys can do. They're proven. There was only a question about Tyron because his health hadn't played long. Hasn't played a while, and would he be the same guy? He looks like the same guy.
Let's flip this around here. Let's go to the defensive line. You praised Tyler Smith, last year's first-round pick out of Tulsa. This year's first-round pick, Mazi Smith, Michigan. Clarence, two games in. What are you thinking about him?
What I think about him is the beautiful thing about it is it ain't been a problem. It's one thing when we draft for need, like they did last year, and you have to put him on the field, and he has to perform for you to be successful. The beautiful thing about this defense and where the Cowboys are is that they can allow Mazi to grow. And I think Mazi was a good pick, and Jared talked about on the radio about the decision to pick Mazi and be a part of that run-stopping unit. And you can allow him to grow because he's going to get better and better once he gets more comfortable doing what the things he's doing. And as a nose tackle, they don't jump off the page. It's not going to jump off the page, but whether it's Mazi, and he's played a lot, ain't nobody running on the Cowboys. Ain't nobody running on the Cowboys. So he's not going to sack the quarterback. He's not going to show up a lot of the stat sheet. But for people to think that he hasn't played well or he hasn't been part of this success, that's not true either.
Nick?
8 carries for 16 yards between Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook on Sunday. I'm not worried about the run game, and as long as I'm not worried about the run game, then I'm going to let Mazi Smith go ahead and develop this year, and we'll tune back in this time next year.
Breece Hall, 3 carries in the first half, 1 in the second half. Mazi Smith, your thoughts, rookie?
I think it's the same thing, man. You're asking him to do something that he didn't do at Michigan. And if you spent 4 years doing one thing and then you show up in the NFL against the best players and they ask you to do something else, it just takes time, man. No different than if you had a man corner and you say, hey, you draft by a team playing zone. It's going to take you time to adjust because you're doing something that you haven't done your entire college career.
And I will say one thing. He came in with this world-class strength, world-class athleticism, and it's very clear how far that had gotten him in his life and in his football career. Now you get into the NFL, you're going up against guys, these centers who have pretty damn good strength themselves. Some of them maybe not as strong as him, but he's having to pair that technique with it now and having to learn that technique and really hone in on it. I mean, he said it before. I don't like football. I like hitting people. He's going to have to learn how to play football.
But again, the point remains, you draft a guy for need, usually because you need him on the field. You need him to have an immediate impact. The beautiful thing about it here is you have the patience to allow him to grow and be that player because Hankins is playing so well, because Oso Odighizuwa is playing so well, because Chauncey Golston is rotating in the defensive tackle, because they're stopping and run and they have a chance to get after the quarterback and they can rotate this whole defensive line together.
So I'm going to go around the table here. I'll start with you, Jacques. Brandon Aubrey, do you trust him? 2 games in. Cowboy kicker.
Yeah, and here's why. His stuff been right down the middle. His stuff ain't been left to right outside of that first thing. Everything been right down the middle. So what's not to like?
Nick Harris.
Until he gives me a reason not to, I'll trust where he's at right now.
Listen, the guy's been
Mr.
perfect.
Doom and gloom?
I'm not doom and gloom because, I've asked these questions about the unknown kicker, unproven kicker. They were legitimate questions coming into camp. But all the Cowboys talked about was his talent. Remember we talked about, what's the scout?
Henry.
We talked to Henry the other day. He said the guy has something special. He said, I don't know, but the goalposts the same in every stadium. I don't know, but the guy got something special. And Mike McCarthy, they all take, and even Bones, they talk about his special leg talent, and he's shown that.
I'm being serious when I say as a professional soccer player, he got special talent. You know what I'm saying? Just from a kicking standpoint. Now it's just a matter, can you deal with all the auxiliary stuff?
Yeah, but if every soccer player,
that's what I'm saying. But so you got talent. It's always with kickers whether you can deal with the ancillary stuff, man.
Tony Frisch.
See? Yeah.
Efren Herrera. They all played. They all were soccer players.
Did Efren play pro?
I don't know if he played pro, but they all grew up playing soccer.
It's a difference between guys who grew up playing soccer and professionals, man. That's all I'm saying.
You can't talk to him, man.
You can. But what I'm saying is, I hear you.
What we're saying.
I guess what I'm saying is this, and I'm not disputing you. And so don't take it that I'm disputing you. Don't take it that I'm disputing you.
This is Sunday night.
But don't take it I'm disputing you. There's more than one answer. But my point is, there are a lot of former soccer players or failed pro soccer players out there. All of them can't go and be kickers.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's special in that regard. But if every failed soccer player could go and be kickers, they would do it.
We would have 32 kickers in the NFL.
You know,
It's contrarian to be a contrarian.
that was not a contrary. I did not say anything contrary. I added a name, and you saying I'm being contrary.
This is now.
How
a
was
trend,
that
right?
contrary?
This is a trend. It's a trend now. It's a trend. I'm just saying.
Nick,
It's a trend.
what did I say?
I cannot say something. He got to just
Nick,
jump
what did
in
I
on
say
this.
contrary?
I did miss where it was contrary.
There was nothing that was contrary.
Doom and gloom.
There was nothing negative or gloomy. Come in sensitive.
Do you trust Brandon Aubrey? I think I missed that part.
Yes.
Of
Well,
course.
you
There's
know,
no
I do.
reason not to touch it.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
trust
so we
him.
got-
You know, and again, going back to last week, I think last week was a perfect storm, and it was a perfect situation to learn by trial by fire. You know, he got hazed a little bit. You got the wind, you got the
literal storm.
rain,
A
you got the
literal
storm. You missed your first kick, and then he passed with flying colors. He not blink. He kicked all his kickoffs. He made everything sense.
That's what I'm saying. And they're right down the middle. They're not left or right, sneaking in the goat. They're literally right down the middle.
You two are both going to Arizona. Are you going to watch the Caleb Williams show at Arizona State?
Dang right. Be right there in section 15.
I'm going to Fox's Cigar Bar and have me a cigar and watch some college football on the television.
Well, I'm going to Colorado. I'm going to Eugene and watch Colorado do their thing up close.
Hey, can you get some
What time is that game?
Bring me some
I
sunglasses.
don't even know yet.
I think it's a 2:30.
I know you got some. Give me some sunglasses.
My daughter wants sunglasses. Did I tell you that? That's how big the prime thing is. My daughter, I've been covering the Cowboys for however long, all her life. I hate Jerry Jones. He makes you work on Thanksgiving, makes you work on Christmas. Don't keep up with nothing, okay? She calls me yesterday, FaceTime me, Dad. I said, I know she wants something in my pocket. Dad, she called me Dad. Hey, girl, Dad, can you give me some prime sunglasses? I think it'll help me study. It'll make me a better college student. I want to be, what do you know about the prime time sunglasses? Well, yeah, she wants some sunglasses.
Jock,
can we get some hookups?
Nah, bro.
Are y'all in good terms right now?
Yeah. They undefeated. We should be going good terms.
Can I get some hookups?
All right, well, we'll see, because apparently the Oregon coach, he's on record too. He said something too. So
what did he say now?
He did. It was from what he talked about.
What they've ever won.
Right. When they were leaving the the Pac-12 to come to the Big 12, he's like, are we gonna basically said, are we really gonna miss them? What have they ever won here in this conference? So,
they keep receipts, baby. They keep receipts.
Right,
they keep receipts.
That boss, believe that. So we will see. Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star Telegram. Thank you. Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. Make sure you're checking out his work. He is the author of the book Coach Prime, Jean-Jacques Taylor, Deion Sanders, and The Making of Men is going to come out in October, but you can pre-order it right now. I'm Newey Scruggs, the Media Mash. We will talk to you tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!